Welcome to Medical Spa Insider. I'm Kathy Christensen, President and CSO of AmSpa, and I'm happy to welcome you to this very special podcast featuring 4 leaders in the medical spa industry who are also featured speakers at the upcoming Medical Spa Show 2025. This week, we are so pleased to chat with Medical Spa Show speakers Annie Hockey of Skytale, Kimberly Evans, MD, FACOG of Sugarland Med Spa, Patrick Blake, MD of Portrait, and Amy Anderson of BrinsonAnderson Consulting. Before we kick things off, we would love to give you the chance to see these faculty members, as well as all of our other speakers and exhibitors while enjoying the parties, networking, and fun in Vegas at MSS. As a Medical Spa Insider podcast listener, we're offering you 10% off registration. Just use the code Medical Spa Insider MSS25, all caps, Medical Spa Insider MSS25, all caps, as a promo code when you register at www.medicalspashow.com. Without further ado, please welcome Annie Hockey.
Hi, my name is Annie Robertson Hockey, and I'm the president and head of consulting at Skytale Group, which is a boutique, healthcare-focused investment banking and management consulting firm. I am so excited to be a speaker at AmSpa's medical show, which takes place from April 11th through the 13th at the Wynn Casino and Resort in Las Vegas. One of the ways that I identify most with our clients with is due to the fact that I actually have an entrepreneurial background myself and have created and run and scaled businesses of my own. And I think I can say without a doubt that my biggest joy or kind of the biggest success I feel in any organization is when I can prove to someone on my team that they can do something beyond what they thought they could. So proving their assumptions wrong about their potential and really setting people up for success to grow and thrive and keep growing longer than they thought throughout their career. On the flip side, growing a business is difficult and no one is perfect. And I've certainly had my challenges and lessons learned along the way. And at the end of the day, I think, sort of my major lesson or learning is that time will always be your biggest asset. And that sort of the second part of that is you control your time. And it's so easy to come into work as a leader and you sit down and you have a plan for your day and suddenly you get a call from a client or a vendor email or someone from your team walks in the door, all sort of wanting more and more uses of your time. And as much as we'd love to give it to everyone, it's limited. And so really just keeping in mind that you get to decide every minute of every day how you deploy that time, being really, really diligent that the way in which you're doing so is aligned with your goals. And your goals, both short and long-term for your business. The title of my talk is The Insider's Guide to Private Equity Interests in Medical Aesthetics. And during this session, I will be covering why private equity is interested in this space and what the market looks like now. Is it softening? Is demand still there? These are questions folks ask us about all the time at Skytale. We'll also talk about what private equity is looking for in a business. What makes a business desirable to them to purchase for their investment portfolio. And finally, we'll be talking about some concrete examples of things that you can do to prepare your business for a lucrative sale, whether that is tomorrow, the immediate future, or sometime in the future.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Dr. Kimberly Evans, and I'm the founder of Sugarland Medical Spa in Sugarland, Texas. So I cannot wait to be there. I cannot wait to meet all of you and just engage and all that fun stuff that comes to do with networking. So I just want to tell you a little bit about myself and what to expect from our show at that time. So again, my name is Dr. Kimberly Evans, and I have been in the medical aesthetics industry for more than 10 years. I'm a board certified OBGYN doctor. I've been practicing for more than 22 plus years, and I have a lot of things to report, a lot of experiences that has made me basically into the person that I've become today. And one of my things that I am most proud of when it comes down to the clinical success. And, mind you, I've been through some stuff. My background is growing up as a baby. My grandmother would always dress me in the most beautiful dresses. I actually had teachings from my auntie who had a side business where she would actually sell cosmetics. And my mom actually worked as a part-time model. These were the things that I saw growing up. And I realized that, hey, there is just something about the world of fashion and beauty that just makes women feel so good about themselves. So it was very important to me along my journey and along my teaching, not only, growing from, what I was able to grow and love, but then also to take it like a step further. So with myself, I am someone who I was the first doctor in my family. There was no one who had a business that was successful in my family. So a lot of things that I had to learn, I had to actually learn and figure out along the way. So one of the things that I'm most proud of for my experiences and things like that is that realizing that everything that comes to you in life is to teach you something. So I had to learn a little bit about what makes women feel good. When I was younger, I had to learn about through the way what my patients wanted basically from them telling me, because they would tell me and they would complain like, hey, there's no one that's addressing hormones in my area. There's no one who cares about sexual wellness, or, hey, I'm not having a very good libido, or I can't feel my partner. These are all the things along the way that when listening to patients, I was able to take that, turn it around and figure out, you know what, we need to fix this because we women, we deserve better. And along the lines of that, I learned so much. I was able to learn from some of the best in the industry. I was able to gather all this knowledge, about, hey, not only what do women want, but actually taking it a step further and learning about the business of medicine. And the business of medicine, it comes from all the things, meaning like legal compliance from my lawyer, things like, understanding a P&L statement, things understanding the return on investment. Those are all the things that mean so much when you actually go from having this vision to actually executing it. So that's really one of the things that I am most proud of, and the things that will really help catapult your business to the next level. So of course, when we talk about success, we can't forget the failure, because believe it or not, you learn from failures. And if you don't know that, you probably may not have been doing your thing long enough. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 different things that really helped shape that were actually failures, but actually turned out to be blessings in disguise. So one of the biggest things that I had to learn was about haters and actually embracing them. So because I was the first OBGYN in my area to actually, say, you know what, I'm not delivering babies anymore. I'm going to turn all my attention on, not only women's wellness, but also to the whole sexual wellness and aesthetics that comes along with this. So of course I had some people that were like, what are you doing? And most of things comes from the fact that haters, a lot of times they don't understand, what your goal and what your objectives are. So literally down the road, these same people that would actually criticize me and ask, what am I doing? They're actually now asking me for advice, which I think is one of the highest compliments ever. And if you don't know by now too, you'll know that as you have a successful business, there will be people that, again, they will, basically kind of throw negative things at you. But, that's just part of growing, part of, doing what's best for you, part of doing what's best for your business. And another example of this is to actually to embrace your critics. Some of the people that, they're not necessarily hating, they're actually your critics. Those are the ones that are actually telling you, hey, even if it's a customer, hey, I care about how you're shaping your business and I think that this is wrong, or I think that this could be better. So me looking at it like, hey, this person is criticizing us because she can't get through to us, me being able to incorporate technology that will actually text the patient, hey, sorry, we couldn't get to the phone, but how can we help you? That was able to really turn our business around and actually know that, hey, that one critic helped shape our business in doing even better. So even better by our patients. So another thing that was important, to me is to actually embrace the unknown. Again, I didn't have anyone in my family to say, hey, how do you rate this business report? Or exactly, what does this mean, in general, in terms of interpreting how healthy my business is for the long haul. And me learning that early on and then understanding that this is reason why we have been in business and actually trademark my thing for more than 10 years. And we just keep growing, hand over hand, like every single year. Right now, there's actually not just myself now, there's actually 2 other providers. And we have so much further to grow. We're actually expanding into a new building next year. And I'm so excited for the growth and the health of our business and really just being able to take good care of people. So again, that was, I call it, certainly learning from my failures, but also too, if you embrace that and take it so much further, your business too will in turn, double and triple through the years. And that is just such a blessing to be able to sit back and watch how awesome that is, especially because, it comes to be where this is something that I believe in. This is not something that someone had to teach me or tell me, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I believe in business. I believe in female rejuvenation. I believe that women deserve better and to feel themselves and to just do better in life. And just, we should all be, again, like I always say, like fine wine. We should always get better and better with time. So again, I invite you to come and learn from some of the best technology. There's a lot of things that are out there that has to do with sexual wellness. And the term is now being turned around in multiple different disciplines. But in terms of being able to really, truly call it sexual wellness means that you have a combination of things that actually work, that you can get a certificate for, to be able to turn around and say, hey, I'm going to do this properly. I'm going to do this the right way for the best results. So not only learning about what's out there, but then being able to take it further and say, great, now that we have this situation, we have all these things that we learned, how do I then combine these for the best of the best outcomes when it comes to taking great care of my patients? Those are the things that I'm going to be addressing because, again, sexual wellness, you can find it, almost in multiple, medi spas, and many people try to say that, this is exactly, what's out there. This is what should be done. But it actually is not. Like, there's some things that are out there that really should not be done. So being able to, again, know, understand, combine these things for the best outcomes, I think that's the perfect way to elevate your practice to the very next level. And I will be talking about the clinical innovations, bridging theory and practice work. The title of my talk is Advancing Sexual Wellness Treatments in Your Practice. And during this session, I will be covering again some of the things that are out there to really take your practice to the very next level. So again, I am Dr. Kimberly L. Evans. I cannot wait to meet you, to network with you, to share ideas, and again, take the sexual wellness so much further. I will be talking with Dr. Steven Storr, so please feel free to join us, and we look forward to meeting with you.
I'm Kathy Christensen, President and CSO of AmSpa. Don't miss Medical Spa Show 2025, April 10th through the 13th at the beautiful Wynn in Vegas. Use code Medical Spa Insider MSS25, all caps, as a promo code when you register at www.medicalspashow.com. See you there.
Hi, my name is Dr. Patrick Blake. I am the co-founder and chief medical officer at Portrait. I am thrilled to be a speaker at AmSpa's Medical Spa Show. I have been involved in medical aesthetics since 2011 when I started as a dermatology resident and came into full practice here in San Diego in 2014, launching Portrait about 5 years ago to what we do now. I think, what am I most proud of? Probably what I've been able to do bridging these different worlds of clinical medicine and business. I think what we do at Portrait is a unique thing where we really are trying to be a comprehensive solution for anyone who wants to launch or grow their business in aesthetics. I think taking a lot of what I've learned as a dermatologist and in my own clinical practice and applying that to try to benefit others has been really, satisfying, challenging too, for sure, to be innovating, but really satisfied. And I think for a lot of us as clinicians too, right? I'm always proud of the work I've done for patients in any way, whether it's aesthetics or medical dermatology, because people are grateful. I think everyone talks about the rare one-off challenging patients, but there are so many patients who are lovely people to work with. And the same thing for providers, where it's like, I think there are a lot of really dedicated, determined people in this field, and it is an amazing thing to be part of. That said, there are a lot of unique challenges in this field as well. There's a lot of good competition, and there's also some unhealthy competition. And the same thing, that there are, challenging patients, and then things that are preventable. And so what I have seen, particularly in my role as a chief medical officer and as a medical director, as a co-founder at Portrait, or things go haywire for some providers where maybe it's typically someone they had a previous relationship with, usually in the business sense, where they have someone filing complaints and things that aren't really justified against them, but it creates a lot of headaches for them. And so it hasn't, I think, like, if I would have known that when we first started, I probably would have even been a little bit more conscientious than I already was, which has been very conscientious. But I think a lot of times people go into this stuff thinking like, well, I'm doing everything, the right way. I'm really trying here. And the problem is it's like, how you present to the outside world can really draw scrutiny, and having a really solid foundation, anticipating problems rather than being well positioned, not to just know everything, but to put everything into place, I think is really important.
Hi, my name is Amy Anderson, and I'm co-founder of BrinsonAnderson Consulting. I'm so excited to be a speaker at AmSpa's Medical Spa Show. I've been in the medical aesthetics industry for over 20 years now, working with plastic surgeons, med spas, and in recent years, functional medicine and wellness centers. Aesthetics is what I live and breathe. It's what my entire career has been built around. And I think the thing that I'm most proud of is just in the last few years, my team and I have helped over 30 practice owners launch either an entire aesthetic practice from scratch or add on aesthetic services to their existing practice. And for every one of you that have done this, starting a practice, it's a lot of work. There are millions of details and decisions that have to be made, and opportunities for things to go wrong, details to get overlooked or missed. And our role is to come alongside you and make sure everything is handled thoroughly and properly, help you make good decisions from the beginning, sharing on decades of experience of what is working well, what has worked in other practices, and help you avoid some of the really common mistakes. So I just love helping a physician define their vision and then bring it to life. The biggest lesson I've learned from starting all these practices is that you really have to be somewhat flexible on the timeline, because it almost always will take longer than you expect. For example, leases, the lease negotiation and contract will take longer than you expect. Construction almost never gets done on time. And then you have furniture or equipment that might be on back order. And then finding the right people for your team. Oh my goodness, this cannot be rushed. Finding the right people who reflect you and your brand and are going to represent you takes time. And we don't always find them in that tiny little window we're hoping for right before opening a practice. All of this rarely goes according to schedule, despite all of the best planning. So my advice is build in some buffer time and mentally, emotionally, and financially prepare for the opening of the aesthetic practice to potentially be pushed back. Well, I invite you to come check out my session at Medical Spa Show 2025. I have the distinct honor of joining a panel with Michael Bird and Brad Adato of Bird Adato Law Firm. The panel is going to be on Friday, April 11th at 1:05. It's 1:05 to 2:05 p.m. And it's part of the Legal Playbook, Best Practices and Beyond track. So our panel is titled Everything You Want to Know About Running a Thriving Med Spa. And let me tell you, that's a lot to cover in just 1 hour. So buckle up. During this panel, we're going to cover everything from hiring and training your team, which I'll tell you is one of the biggest challenges in almost every aesthetic practice. We'll talk about legal and compliance requirements, how to leverage software for an efficient practice, building patient loyalty. That's something every aesthetic practice strives for. And of course, we'll have to touch on compensation plans because that's a question that Michael, Brad, and I get asked about all the time. So we're going to talk about these things and more, truly everything you need to know about running a thriving med spa. So whether you're just starting or you're building and growing your aesthetic practice, this panel, we're going to bring you practical ideas that you can immediately start implementing. This isn't theory that we're teaching here. We are in practices, and I can say, at least for me, up to my eyeballs, in daily operations, in the financial management side of it, in human resources, in the EMR and all the other technology, getting that to work for you. We're doing this day in and day out. And I am not going to teach you something that I haven't been successful at implementing in multiple practices. This is real life, and we're going to help you take your aesthetic practice to the next level. So I will see you in Las Vegas at Medical Spa Show 2025.
Don't miss Medical Spa Show 2025, April 10th through the 13th at the beautiful Wynn in Vegas. Use code Medical Spa Insider MSS 25, all caps, as a promo code when you register at www.medicalspashow.com. See you there.